feel pretty good. I stuck to my game plan and I left a couple out there, but for the most part, I'm really happy with it.
Fantastic. I haven't played good golf in a few weeks, and it's nice to finally be back up here.
I love Oregon. Who don't love Oregon? They, you know what, especially the people. I really love and enjoy, and people were so nice, and a lot of beautiful nature. And I cannot get this in Los Angeles. Well, Los Angeles is like a dry, like 3 times rain for whole year. You know, it's just so different. I love here.
I'd say like when I first stepped up to hole 1, my thought was to have inner peace out here today and just keep it simple. And I think I did that pretty well. I really love it. I've had a dip in the water here the other day. I'm gonna have another dip today, and yeah, just like walking towards hole 2, you can see the water there. It's just pretty.
Hello and welcome to the front 9 of round 2 of the 2024 Beaver State Fling presented by Innova Disc Golf. We are about halfway through the year right now. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the 2 hotkeys.
Honk.
Out here at Milo, really nice conditions out here. A few changes to the course from last year if you watched the Silver Series. We are watching some pretty dang good golf out there, pretty clean. Most of the holes are reachable by most of the field, especially if you have distance. Rebecca Cox leading the way, 96% fairway hits, 78% circle tune regulation, and 100% C1X putting. That's a cool stat.
Yeah, she has been working on her putting form for a while. Nice to see it pay off. Second up, we have Natalie Ryan, 87% of the time in the fairway, 83% of the time finding circle 2 for birdie. Wow, and making 80% of her circle 1X putts.
Owen Scoggins hitting the fairway 78% of the time, circle tune regulation 67% of the time, and also 100% C1X. We got to see her yesterday, and should be a fun watch today.
Yeah, these fairway hit percentages are important. There's so much artificial out of bounds out here on Milo McIver. Anniken Steen keeping it clean. Keeping it clean 83% of the time, 67% of the time finding circle 2 at least, and 75% circle 1X putting.
Hole 1 is a fairly long par 3 at 345, mostly because this tree on the right side prevents the flex line. You can do kind of like a turnover line or a tight flex around that tree at the end. You can see a few trees guard this little green. It's, I'd say, not quite as challenging if you have that elite level distance, but this one's not seeing a ton of birdies.
Beaver State Fling round 2. It is moving day, and this is the lead card for the FPO ladies. First up on the team, from the town which is known for being the first to lift a bag of mail by hot air balloon, Cincinnati, it's Rebecca Cox.
They did fun facts from our home cities all day long. It's cool style points for the Beaver State Fling crew.
Yeah, it looks like Rebecca just learned something.
I think a lot of people learned something today.
Yeah, that kind of frown and nod was like the typical reaction. Like, oh.
I heard them say for one town, we could not find a single interesting fact about your town.
You don't remember which one?
It was something outside of San Diego. I know that.
Oh, boy. Rebecca turning it over to the right a little bit there.
Next on the tee from Virginia, the home of the world's only oyster museum. Portland welcomes Natalie Ryan.
Natalie tied with Rebecca at 8 down. A great score. I think, as Madison said yesterday, if you didn't watch, I think these ladies can break double digits with a really good round.
Natalie with a really nice shot shape here. She'll be about pin high on the right side.
From Los Angeles, California, where until 2012 was illegal to throw your frisbee on the beach after a lifeguard has specifically asked you not to. Oh, Scoggins!
Own one of the few opting for the forehand on this hole. There's not that much room on that side, even using the flex, but nose up angle covers some ground.
She did manage to get this one yesterday from a similar position in a long putt.
Where is it legal to walk across the street in a silly manner? Anniken Steen.
And there's quite a few holes out here at Milo McIver, the Riverbend Gold Course, that play pretty well for a left-handed player. Always fun to watch Anniken. And what a pretty flex shot.
Wow.
Great start.
Huge distance from Anniken. 345, very smooth. Rebecca with a little chip shot, just got to get around that guardian tree, and she's inside the circle looking for par.
Leaving herself kind of that tester where really hurts your round if you miss that, but boosts your confidence if you make it.
Yeah, coming off 100%. Oh my gosh.
How does she do it? Time and time again. That was even longer than yesterday's.
I mean, she's like the edge of circle 2, I think.
Huge putt. Huge energy. That's awesome. Natalie up next, just inside the circle. No problem, dead center.
Rebecca was 100% circle 1X putting yesterday, and that's a good start. A little confidence booster on hole 1. 20 people got to circle 2, whereas only 6 got to circle 1 in regulation.
Natalie going to take the lead with that birdie. Rebecca, the only one on the card not to get it today.
Hole 2 is a par 5 straight out of the gate. We have a turning shot or straight, depending on what you like. You can push the out of bounds line deep and work up the left side, or go shorter on the right and have a more low ceiling, backhand favored approach to the green that is tucked between some really big, beautiful guardian trees. This is a great par 5 that is birdieable by everyone in the field, no matter which direction you go.
And we gotta say congratulations to the Patreon winner, David Calderon. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Thanks for being a Patreon and supporting Jomez and supporting us. And you won something. That's cool.
Congrats.
Wow, that's a huge tee shot from Natalie. Really aggressive. That's gonna pay off really well.
Yeah, that's a scary shot to attempt. If that turnover hyzers out, you can find OB so fast. Here's a less aggressive shot, pushing that bush on the corner and just hyzering out into the open.
That's what you see from most of the field, the right-handed field. Anniken got a huge tee shot yesterday. We got to see her on a lot of chase card check-ins, and this looks really good as well.
It's also a huge tee shot from Anniken. Rebecca opting for the sidearm here. I like that play. Nice and safe. The out of bounds on the right side is not as close in play. It's all the way tucked back under the trees. Instead of this one, you can see very prominently to the left of Own. She's going to throw towards it, but not flirt with it at all. Being on this left side does open up a pretty wide open third shot to the green.
Rebecca's second. You can see, oh man, that's definitely very low and burned. I'm not sure if she'll be able to save a birdie from there.
Yeah, it's a pretty low ceiling situation all the way towards the basket. Anniken opting to try to work her way up the left side.
And that's great. That's all you need for the birdie. Natalie in position here to potentially eagle. She's inside 400, I think.
Unfortunately, yeah, directly into the middle rough. Not sure which side she was trying to miss on there. Rebecca also dealing with some rough. And another errant shot low. Kind of surprising.
Maybe some nerves.
Yeah, this low ceiling too can very quickly get into your head. Owen taking a similar route as she did yesterday, but taking some off, adjusting perfectly for the green.
Fantastic.
29 people got to at least circle 2. 19 of those got to circle 1 in regulation. There were 16 birdies out of 48 competitors today.
Oh, yeah. Anniken getting a nice little roll at the end, putting it just outside the bullseye for an easy birdie.
Rebecca with a big skip. Going to have a little bit of work left to do, but inside the circle.
Oof. Lefty sidearm from Natalie.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice.
Yeah. I mean,
What a
honestly,
scramble.
pretty good effort there.
Yeah, there wasn't that many other options. Just inside circle 2, even putting still for birdie.
I'll leave that one low. Not a bad scramble. If you're anywhere in this rough, it's so prickly and thorny and dense, and it can take 2 shots to get out from a lot of places on this course.
Look at Rebecca with that straddle putt power, dead center, looking so comfortable on the putting green.
Anniken matching her around from yesterday. I believe she was the only competitor yesterday to get the first 3 birdies. Let's see if she can keep it going.
Yeah, she's looking real solid. So is Owen. Both 2 down through 2.
Owen gonna tie the lead with that perfect 2 for 2 start. Very tight up at the top here. Hole 3 is another reachable par 3 at 304 feet. Plays a little bit farther. Again, branches on the right and left, kind of blocking the flexier shots. Basket's perched on a little mound here. Biggest mistake to avoid is hyzering out to the left. That OB comes into about 45 feet over there, and if you kind of hyzer and flare skip, you can find it quicker than you think.
It was a great gallery out there today. Portland Disc Golf always has a great community. Very nice, loud, supportive gallery. You could hear the roars from all over the course. It was really cool.
Owen working the flex. I think she's right around circle's edge there.
Anniken not quite getting as much turn on this as she wants, but also going to be around the edge of circle 1 with a putt. Natalie force turning this disc a little more than it can handle. Circle 2 is better than being out of bounds, though.
Can be risky putting, though.
Yeah, that right side is the way to error, but yeah, there's not as much room behind the basket from that direction if you miss your putt. Rebecca, again, low.
Very low. Not really a typical miss we see from her. We'll see if she can correct as we go.
Ooh.
Still giving it a little run and staying close. I love it.
Natalie also giving it a half bid.
Yeah, she's going to have a little bit more work coming back, but she's still close.
Anniken from just outside the circle. Oh, sending
Oh,
it.
yeah. High left side catch. And a perfect 3-for-3 start again. I'm curious if any other competitors managed to make that happen.
That was towards out of bounds as well. That was a full send.
It's cool to see Anniken do well after winning Texas States. Sometimes you see, kind of a unique winner that maybe you aren't as familiar with, and then you don't see him again for a while, but here she is. She's doing it. Oh, not to be left behind, making her own putt there.
Own, Anniken, and Emily Weatherman, the only 3 people today to go 3 down through 3.
Cool. And Own taking the solo lead with hers. Oh, brutal. Yeah, that deserves a Jomez. This is dead center. It's a little firm, but still. It shouldn't happen.
Oh, I hope that doesn't affect the confidence. Sometimes those spit outs can get in your head.
Yeah. Let's check in here. This is Maria Oliva on third card. Looks like she started off hot, but coming off a double bogey on hole 4. This is a par 5.
And she absolutely laces the drive.
Yeah. She's in position to potentially go for eagle here.
Whoa,
She's doing it.
Way out of the gap.
Yeah, she's attacking here. She's got to be, a little over 300 feet?
Maybe, yeah, that sounds about right. It seems a lot farther, though, with the low ceiling that you can't quite see in the camera, but she has no problem missing, kind of bailing out to the right-hand side, and that's a smart play here.
I think she's in circle 2. Oh, wow, she's pretty dang close. It's 45 feet for an eagle look. We didn't... Was there an eagle yesterday? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I think there was one eagle, maybe from Natalie yesterday. Wow. Double bogey to eagle. What a bounce back.
2 up, 2 down. No eagles yesterday.
Okay. Very cool. Maria the first to get that one. And look at this shuffle happening up here.
What is the simplest way to improve your disc golf game? The answer, learn from the very best. Paul Ulibarri, Simon Lizotte, Ezra Aderhold, and Holland Hanley. They're not just players, they are your elite coaches guiding you every step of the way. The Power Disc Golf Academy is the premier online disc golf academy with over 150 on-demand lessons that are specifically designed to improve your skills right now. So what are you waiting for? Join today at PowerDGA.com.
Hole 4 is a par 4. There's out of bounds all the way down the left-hand side of the course. Of the hole. There is no out of bounds on the right-hand side, but it is very rough, very difficult to get it over your second shot over the top of that to this blind elevated pin that is kind of almost U-ing around. It's not just a dog leg. It goes a little bit backwards as well. This is a really tough birdie for everyone in the field. It's a very difficult hole to reach, and you have to pretty much have to have a distance sidearm and a very aggressive tee shot to even have a look.
Owen did this yesterday. She has to be the only one going left side gap with the forehand. It's safe and stays away from the OB, but it does kind of pinch off the next shot. It's not a bad play. I think that out of bounds was really looming today. Anniken with a really smooth shot. Definitely an advantage to have the left-handed hyzer play here.
Natalie going very aggressive off the tee here.
It's fading right towards OB, though.
And yeah, that is out of bounds by a good bit. She's far enough down the fairway where potentially she could maybe get another very aggressive backhand there, but it looks like she's really attacking these holes more than everyone else. We can see Rebecca with a slightly more conservative shot.
Still huge shot,
Still
though.
massive.
Ooh, sit. Wow, that was great. Fusion, evidence. Oh, wait, nope, that's wrong. Grand Grace, that makes way more sense from Rebecca there. You can see Owen really pinched on the right, going flex. She's not trying to get close. She's just trying to get around the corner a little bit.
Or even just out in the open so she can see the basket. It's just important not to land short and right.
I wonder if Owen really is just playing this one for par.
She could. It's definitely out of her distance range.
Anniken, you have to do this to get aggressive, kind of going high and around the bush. She's going to find OB deep.
That is the risk here that you take. Not quite getting enough hyzer. You almost have to put it higher and more spiky. It's a very odd shot that we don't practice a whole lot on any of the Pro Tour courses.
And there's like at least two shots. I literally did that yesterday trying to throw.
You did a spin?
I did a spin with the follow through. What a shot.
So a slow mez.
We're just like not used to going so spiky and so hyzered. Apparently it makes you spin. Natalie also with a great shot, recovering from that OB stroke, and will have a chance to save par. Even without spinning. Oh, still giving this one a run from 90 feet at least.
A very soft run.
Anniken to save par from that OB stroke. She's, I think, just inside the circle. Right? Yeah. That's going to be a bogey.
Natalie also to save par from just inside.
Great putt.
Yeah. Just over the rim on the elevated basket, and that is good enough. Looks like she's got some little juju she does when she makes a putt, tapping the basket.
Just had to work for that one.
Yeah.
It's elevated.
Rebecca with a birdie, and she's one of only two on the day today.
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah.
And
that's
the
a flex.
fanciest spin hyzer we've ever seen.
The only other one was Jessica Weiss. Another really excellent sidearm thrower. Only 5 people even got to circle 2 in regulation. Whew. This one's tough.
Nice to see Rebecca bounce back after some low drives and that spit out, getting her first birdie on. How difficult is this hole?
It was the most difficult hole of the day.
Very cool. Hole 5, we already saw Maria Oliva got the eagle. It's a par 5, 630 feet. Your tee shot, you want to get past these trees right here out into the open so you can potentially go across. Some people lay up short of that curb to then just go across for a pretty, I don't want to say easy birdie, but it's a short birdie. It's highly technical, but it's very gettable by anyone in the field. You can see that OB road come into play on that second or third shot. Low ceiling everywhere. Early right or left is a disaster. Stay in the middle.
And I was wrong. Natalie Ryan did eagle this one yesterday. I was looking at hole 4 from yesterday.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. And
that was the only eagle from on the day.
The way that Natalie's playing, I'm sure she's thinking eagle again.
Yeah, attacking. This fairway is one that is the most difficult to get out. It's a very, very long, narrow, straight shot. This bush is, if there was like a heat map of where discs land, this bush is on fire.
That looks great. Wow.
So good. Way out in the open.
It's a C-line FD. Fantastic shot.
Anniken having to really flirt with that left side. It's a lot more difficult to get around there. It's not necessarily a lefty-friendly side, but she is set up and well enough to chip out to the open and even still play for a birdie.
She does overturn this one, though, and is not in a good place to go across. Haven't really seen Anniken do the sidearm too much.
Rebecca with that low ceiling shot just to get out to the open with a nice aggressive layup.
Also from a knee, going sidearm.
Through the tiniest gap ever.
Yeah, talk about aggressive layup. Leaves it a little short, but it's, again, very scary to push that OB road. Natalie set up to go across here.
Having to throw more of a right finishing shot here is hard without using the ceiling, but she navigates it really well. and
Perfectly.
yeah, she's going to be over on the right-hand side near where Maria was for her eagle.
All right, Anniken, I thought she was going to have that bush a little bit more in her way. She's able to just swing a simple hyzer and scare the basket a little bit. She's set up for a birdie.
Owns third, working a flex, nice and low and powerful, also scaring the basket a little
Scaring the camera guy a little.
on the dance floor for a birdie of her own.
Rebecca with a nice smooth shot on her third here, gets it inside the circle. Everybody dancing on the dance floor.
There were 17 birdies on hole 5. 30 people at least got to circle 2, 23 of those in circle 1.
Rebecca leaves that one low. That one was a little bit nose down, which is more of her older style of putt.
Oh, chaining outright. Natalie with the eagle look.
I think she caught a little bit of a leaf there, but easy birdie.
Anniken with a little bit of a tester putt, but in for birdie.
She's such a confident looking putter.
She is one of 17 today. There were 2 eagles also. Own in the center. We saw Maria Oliva with her eagle. Kona Montgomery also carding one of those. A lot of bogeys on this hole, a lot of trouble you can get in, but also 40% of the field with a birdie. Really like hole 5 for the FPO field. We'll do a chase card check-in on hole 6 with Holland Hanley. Not necessarily anything too special right now. 1 under par, but that tee shot was very special. A freaking crush, set up to attack if she wants to.
And she wants to. Okay.
Whoa.
And I think as much as I don't like the OB, I think it is just encouraging people to run at this thing super hard and use the hill as a backstop. Holland does that nicely and makes a tricky little putt for a birdie. There's very few birdies on this one yesterday.
Yep, only 8 birdies today. This played is the second most difficult hole. We're going to watch our lead card get there here in a second. Owen with the current hot round, 4 down through 5 right now in the current solo lead. We just watched Holland tee off on hole 6 at 630 feet. You need to throw about a 310, I would say, foot hyzer to get around this big tree and hopefully wrap as far left as you can afterwards. The further you go, of course, the shorter this approach shot is. And like Erika said, you need to come in hot to get over the little patch of out of bounds that's just short of the basket in that little creek area that the bridge goes over. It's dry, so you're not worried about losing disc, but it'll catch your disc regardless.
And smash your dreams.
Sure does.
Oh, no. It can be really brutal in that corner. Oh, knows it. There are a few teeny little gaps to get out, but it's...
Birdie's out of play.
We hate that corner.
Yeah.
Natalie giving this thing some really good height and a lot of finish. She is down there to attack in a similar position as Holland. That was a fluid enforcer.
This is a really tough shot for a lefty.
Yeah.
Anniken not trying to wrap the corner, which I think is smart here. Not a great place to take a big risk. She's just playing for par. This is, again, one that wasn't birdied very much yesterday, the second most difficult hole of the day. No reason to go crazy.
Rebecca with another grace here. I'm just going to lay up short there. Aggressive looking layup?
Yeah, really aggressive.
Is she going for it?
I would be surprised. Just a
really cool layup.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't get to say that very often.
She's like
And mean it.
She's in putting land.
Yeah.
You see a lot
yeah, here we go.
Oh, no. Did it check up? Yes, I think so.
The way the OB tapers, it's not too bad to miss to either side, but I think Rebecca knows she might have gotten away with one there. Natalie with a more open look and shorter than the other players on the card here.
Coming in hot. Oh,
wow.
My gosh. Holy moly.
Missed the last eagle, was like, watch this.
Yes, let's see this again.
Little leaf redirection here helped it out.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Couldn't have helped it out a little more.
That spotter just almost got the view of his life. Owns third. Still some work left to do to get to this green.
But honestly, pretty... Oh, no. I was going to say amazing that she scrambled from that corner, but what a brutal roll. And it's one of the many reasons I do not like that out of bounds.
Me too. That close to a slope green, it's just not okay. Anniken, doing it as well.
She just kind of... It looked like it slipped out of her hand, just fluffed that one.
Oh, we just... I can't say we. I hate this OB.
We hate it.
Hot take.
We hate it.
And because if Rebecca would have caught that stump, she could have found OB as well.
We're a we.
Yeah, we. Only.
Okay.
And Anniken, I think, did not cross. So she's going to take it from the short side.
After a little bridge chat.
I do love a good bridge chat.
I had a bridge chat today. 33% of the field with a bogey or worse. And it's a little surprising how many of those were double. And it's from this OB right here, that just the way Anniken played.
And just such a bummer because she was trying to play it safe.
Unfortunately, Own with a similar problem, but she's from the short side and she makes her comeback putt, leaves it to a single bogey. Only 7 people got to circle 1. Actually, only 7. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
12 got to circle 2. All right, you guys are... This FPO field's wild. 8 birdies on the day today.
Natalie keeping her scorecard clean and stacking up another birdie. Anniken, super unfortunate double.
Yeah, kind of move back to just 1 under par.
2-stroke swing there. Natalie going to retake the lead. And up the hill we go. The old double shuffle.
Yeah, talk about moving day. Talk about it.
Oh, yeah. There is a lot of movement. It's true. Hole 7. And iconic, legendary down the hill par 3, 420 feet. The drone taking this right side that maybe not a ton of women take, but honestly, you're just kind of trying to throw down the hill and match the angle and progress most of the way. It is so difficult to navigate this thing perfectly and get a real look at a putt. The majority of the field is going to par this, or maybe worse because you can find a lot of trouble early. I'm trying to remember, I don't think there were birdies yesterday.
It can be strangely hard to even just throw an approach if you miss early.
It's very low ceiling on a lot of the approach. And this is like such a typical result. Natalie just blasting it down there, catching some limbs, dropping short.
In round 1, there was only 1 birdie from, DN Carey. I watched it. It was tight.
Rebecca with a fantastic shot. Look at this thing. Nearly in the circle.
That's so impressive on this hole. A very pure line as well. A lot of people call this a poke and hope or a lucky shot, but
there is a line.
It's definitely a line. It's just very small.
So small.
That's it. Don't forget, we have West Coast Swing merch available at JomezPro.com. Long sleeves and short sleeves are very soft. Check them out. Anniken trying to work her way up the left side, has to keep it real skinny. She sneaks through everything.
Yeah.
Some nice lefty luck that she is well deserved.
Yeah, definitely another hole where the right-hand backhand line is more favorable. And here's what we were talking about with the low ceiling here. You see a lot of skip shots into this green. Own definitely skipping it with some speed and checks up on that backboard of a tree.
Anniken with a very wide straddle. Got some surprising power on it, though.
Yeah, nice little wrist pop.
I'm glad to see that these approaches actually are difficult. Like I said, sometimes they're wide open, but
A lot of times they're not.
Anniken's were so tricky.
Yeah.
Rebecca with a look for birdie.
Very committed. Hits the band.
9 people got to circle 2. Only 2 of those 9 got to circle 1.
Nice putt. Anniken getting a par there.
There was again 1 birdie today. Stacy Ronsley got it from circle 1.
Nice.
Deanne Carey got to circle 1 again today.
She's got this one figured out.
Uh-huh. Par is fine on this one. And we move on to yet another par 5. Philo McIver. Ellie Ryan now in the solo lead, holding on to that solo lead with 1 down from Scoggins. Hole 8 is 850 feet. It played as the 3rd most difficult hole today with only a quarter of the field getting the birdie. The tee shot is really important to get big distance and ideally left. Your second shot, you want to be left of this tall grass, or if you can get over it, that is a dream, but that is only the elite distance throwers. Makes this 3rd shot very easy if you have a more left located second shot, but most people are going to land in the middle and have a really tricky flex shot or even a forehand and a little approach to get the par.
Checking back in with Holland Hanley. Going huge off the tee. Very similar to what we saw yesterday. And those distance markers are nice. She's 475 from the pin. Going just so big again.
And just a perfect landing area, too.
Yeah, usually on this 3rd shot, you see that flex line. Again, that Philo is kind of famous for throwing, but Holland able to just go spike hyzer here.
She is just breaking this hole.
Yep.
Again, she did it yesterday. A tap-in birdie is wild.
Yeah, really taking the technicality out of that final approach shot by just massive distance. Natalie, I'm sure looking to do the same, going Halo Destroyer here, hanging out pretty wide right. So much power.
Yeah, it's fine to be pushing that tall grass
Almost,
deep.
That's almost exactly where Holland just was by that 475 sign.
I always try to wrap the corner a little bit more, but it's just not necessary. You can just go huge here, especially the distance that these players have.
Rebecca landing in a more normal landing zone. And that's still a very, very good shot, but just showing how far Natalie and Holland are throwing. Oh, and also what I would consider normal. I mean, I know that the field is evolving and we're going to see more and more distance, but the majority of the field, we will continue to remind you, is not throwing it quite as far as some of these amazing shots we're seeing.
And where Own and Anniken and Rebecca are landing is kind of some weird footing. There's a lot of little mole holes and divots and old tree stump holes. It makes footing kind of funny. It's hard to throw the distance shot the way you want to, but Own gets over to the left. She'll open up that third shot, even without all the distance she would like.
The footing can be a little weird there, though, on that rough edge. I kind of like the choice of them leaving this little rough patch of tall grass here. It like makes you think a little bit about this shot. Most ladies gonna aim for this spot that Anniken found perfectly, and she gets up and over. I feel like that little patch of tall grass is kind of the marker of like, yeah, 2 good shots. You can just barely get past this for the majority of the field, but a lot of us laying up short or ending up left.
Or going right in the middle and doing a standstill like we're probably going to see Rebecca do here. Natalie looks like she is lining up maybe a turning shot.
Yeah, going big.
That's what it looked like. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be likely an easy birdie. Very
She might be a little pinched. We'll see. We saw Holland have to go kind of up and over. Own trying to work her way through this little tiny gap. It's really difficult to wrap around and get on the basket, but she's so good at these little skippy shots.
That's her shot, her line. Perfect.
Rebecca having to do more of a flex from here.
Oh, man. I'm not sure, but it was a great shot.
So good.
Man, all of these ladies making this hole look very easy.
Yeah.
It averaged over par, like a quarter stroke, right?
Yep. It was the third most difficult hole of the day. Only 15 people got at least to circle 2.
It's looking like the easiest hole of the day from this lead card performance.
It sure is. There's 11 birdies out of 48 competitors.
Oh, yeah, and you were right, Natalie, not left with a whole lot, but throws a really amazing forehand roller to just outside the bullseye.
Yeah, what a technical shot. It looks like a putter roller. We love that.
Yes, nice. Rebecca moving under par with that one.
I can't believe everyone's in circle 1 for birdie. That is just crazy.
And like pretty close in circle 1.
Yeah, 35% of the field with a bogey or worse on this hole. So cool to see everyone putting for birdie here.
And everyone playing it fairly different after the tee shot. Wow. Pretty crazy. Honk. Wow. Is that our first star frame of the round on the third most difficult hole of the day?
And there's a reason these ladies are on the lead card on moving day.
We're going to donate $25 to Edge. Feels like it should be more. That's such a difficult hole. Natalie and Own both with a hot round at 4 down through 8. We're wrapping up the front here. Hole 9's a par 3, 442 feet, but downhill, so reachable. You want to match the angle of the hillside. You see a lot of flexing shots that kind of work the right side, and then hyzer in at the end. I would say typical mistakes are finding that left corner of trees a little bit too early, or just fading out around those rather than going straight. This is a long par 3, and it's more about angle control, it feels like, than distance.
In order to access this green, you have to do exactly what Natalie just did and get lucky through those tree branches, or you just have to have inhuman distance on a straight line, which is very, very difficult with this downhill to control the angle of the disc enough to carry straight that far. Okay.
Wow.
All right. This is the purest shot I've ever seen.
Okay, Rebecca. Another grand grace.
Is that inside the circle?
Just outside. Perfect angle control there. And pretty insane power as well. Own working the forehand flex, flirting with that corner, but getting through.
Just right through the middle.
Just right through.
Really tricky line for Anniken here. I like that she's still attacking, though. Wow, this is a great shot.
Anniken giving this thing a run.
Yeah, the OB is only, I would say, about 25 feet behind the basket. It's really hard to run this one hard.
Yeah, own soft bid as well. I love this green here by the river. So nice.
Yeah, the river is really high right now, so you can hear it. It's just roaring. It's really lovely. So only 10 people got to circle 2. 3 of those got to circle 1.
Oh, strong bid from Rebecca.
Rebecca trying to be one of the birdies. There were only 2 today. Sophia Dunica and Missy Gannon got it.
Nice.
Sophia parked Missy from circle 1.
Yeah, Rebecca really attacking a lot of the more difficult birdie holes out here. And just cleaning up around a par is pretty typical for the 9th hole. That's going to wrap up the front 9. Natalie with the lead, 1 stroke over own. Holland Hanley finding her way in that hot round of the day, 4 down through 10, in a tie for 3rd with Rebecca Cox, who's 1 down, but so close to a better round. Anniken sliding back a little bit to solo 5th place.
Really tight. Not a lot of scoring separation happening in the top 10. Everybody right there in the mix as you slide down the leaderboard. A little bit more separation as you go. It's cool to play at Milo McIver. We love it here. But with the wooded holes and the addition of all the artificial OB, this course is hard.
It's a slog.
Everyone
looks a little tired.
We
look a little tired.
We're dying.
It was like 6.5 miles I looked after my round.
Today?
Yeah.
The course?
Yeah, and like the walk in between the parking lot and all that. So, anyway, thank you to the Founders Club, and thank you for watching. We got 9 more holes. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your 2 Hoggies.
Honk.